Hey, good morning. Good morning from beautiful Blue Ridge, Georgia. We're here at Circuit World in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I want to thank them for this great location every Friday morning, especially this morning because it's warm inside. It's a little cold out. I think if you're watching the TV between finding out Roger Stone has been arrested, you're also finding out there's what is that polar vortex? I mean, it is going to continue to drift down through the south. We've got areas in the Midwest up there, way up north, where it's 40-some degrees below zero wind chill factors and things like that. Wow. It's warm in here, though. We're happy. Okay, no complaining. Ask the Doc in just a couple minutes with Dr. William Whaley. We'll have him in here. And then at 8:45, we have a special. We got a couple guys coming in. Do you remember a soapbox derby? Do you know what a soapbox derby is? We got a couple guys coming in here at 8:45 that are going to bring a soapbox derby car. I think they're bringing it in, and they're going to be here, and they're going to talk about that for a couple minutes because Blue Ridge has a soapbox derby coming up soon. Then at 9 o'clock, so we're shifting the all-star political panel, so you know we're shifting them up to 9 this morning. So they will be on at 9, and I'm for sure they have a lot to say about Roger Stone being arrested this morning. And CNN got tipped off. CNN happened to be there at the time when Roger Stone was arrested so they could get the exclusive video. Interesting, okay? But then at 9:45 or 9:30 will be North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton. And then we have at 9:45 the pet of the week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Maybe I can get it all together. Now, I want to say this, okay? During this government shutdown, and I'm interested to see what the panel thinks. During this government shutdown, there are, out of the 800,000, some very good people that just got caught up in the middle of something here that don't deserve it, okay? That's the bottom line. Out of 800,000 people that are not receiving today, they will not receive their second paycheck, okay? And out of the 800,000, there's several, obviously, that are just good people caught up in a bad situation between our government, which should not be happening. But that being said, the sensationalizing of the media, all right? I get up every day and I wonder what false narrative will they run today? What false narrative will they run today? I told you if you watch our show regularly that they would start running clips or looking for bread lines, okay? Looking for dumpster divers. It's no joke. They'll try to find some federal worker that did not get 2 paychecks and is rummaging through a dumpster or out behind a restaurant trying to get the leftovers when they close. I'm not saying that jokingly. The media is rushing around trying to create a false narrative of the day. Now, this morning, I'm getting ready for work, and I've got none other than MSNBC, Morning Joe and Minka up, and breaking news. Robert Mueller, the special counsel's team, has indicted and arrested Roger Stone. And I'm going to leave you with this because you know what? I think many Americans out there are saying, who is Roger Stone? Roger Stone will be what the media creates today. That's who Roger Stone will be. I will explain in the All-Star Political Panel. They will tell you most Americans today are walking around, have no idea who Roger Stone is. But if you're listening to your radio, if you're watching TV, it does not matter where, they are breaking the news, breaking into your program as though they've got public enemy number 1, Roger Stone, and you don't know who he is. So the media will spend all day creating a narrative who Roger Stone is. So by the end of the day, you will realize he's public enemy number 1. Is that true? I'm your host, BKP. We are at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. We'll take a brief break and get Dr. Whaley in here right after these messages.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little,
Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. And it is time for Ask the Doc. We want to thank Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital, for this segment. Dr. Whaley, how are you today?
I'm great. Okay.
Yes. There's several flags from several counthes on that tie today. So.
Okay. I wear my American flag tie all the time.
Yes,
I'm wearing
you do.
this tie today because I have a lot of friends and patients that live in Europe. Yesterday, and of course it's been going on for 2 years, but yesterday there was a comment in one of the big European presses that Donald Trump is not popular in Europe. And you remember what his statement is about being not popular in Europe, right? I was elected to be popular in America and to stand for American values, and I'm not the least bit offended that I'm not popular in Europe. So now that everybody's chipping away at him in Europe, I figure I'd wear my tie saying he really doesn't care.
Okay.
And I don't care either. So he's not running for Europe, and he's not trying to be popular in Europe. And Macron's not popular either, and Merkel's not popular either. So.
Yeah, we don't. Our media does not share that with us or the people. But yes, they will comment that our president is not popular there, but they stop right there and they do not comment on how Angela Merkel and Macron and there's not a lot of big popularity.
All of our audience who likes this stuff, you can sign up for a daily briefing every day that comes from the U.S. I guess a lot of us get, but there's a European daily briefing, and I get that one. And so if you look at the European daily briefing every day, it begins today with Venezuela and immediately goes into Macron. But anyway, let's talk about soapboxes before we get on a soapbox. I'm going to stand on a soapbox in a little while. But you said the
I have a
derby.
yes.
Soapbox derby. Okay, I was a boy in Atlanta when soapbox derby was the biggest thing that happened in the springtime. And as I recall, you had to be 12 and under. You had to build your soapbox yourself, your derby yourself. It might have been 14, but if you had a learner's license for that age, you didn't. I'm pretty sure it was 12 and under. And then where Peachtree Street runs downhill from sort of like Piedmont Hospital down to Peachtree Creek was where that derby was held, and it was lined like the Peachtree Road Race. I mean, there were tens of thousands of people out there. And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which was 2 newspapers then, had all their photographers out there, and it would show up in the next paper the next day. And that was in the days before television, but WSB Radio did it live on the radio station. So the fact that we have one up here in Blue Ridge, I'm shocked, stunned, and amazed, but I'm anxious to see what that's all about. So,
we were talking about that earlier. So we will have a couple guys in here to talk about the Blue Ridge Soapbox Derby that's coming up, and I'm excited about that. Let's get to our first.
No, one more.
Okay, what you got?
The dumpster diving. I was telling Josh while you were talking, you're 2 days late if you were going to talk about them showing the federal employees at the food bank, which is a little different. Okay, because I thought you were going to go to the food bank, and the federal employee food bank pictures were out yesterday or day before yesterday. I haven't seen the dumpster diver one.
No, I say they're.
You said they were going to. But
I say they've got photographers assigned to watching closely to see if they can find something of that nature. That's what I feel the media.
Well,
will
I think the
continue
food bank is about as close as they're going to get. But they had them 2 days ago. All right, so let's get to questions here.
All right, my husband is a chain smoker. Our first question today, my husband is a chain smoker and has rapidly lost weight over the last 6 months. He's 61. I also think he's getting pale and his appetite isn't very good. Could these be symptoms of lung cancer? It's been a long time since he's seen the inside of a doctor's office, and cancer has affected members of his family.
All right. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I think he has lung cancer. But what I'd like to take and focus on here is what he should have been doing when he wasn't seeing the inside of a doctor's office. Since cancer's 7 dangerous signals, is weight loss and all the rest of that stuff. But this is a classic story of undiagnosed, relatively advanced lung cancer that could have been detected in a curable early stage. Josh, if you'll put up that picture there that's got those two lungs, I'm not going to make everybody try and read it, but if the title, if you look at it, BKP, is Should I Be Screened for Lung Cancer? All right? Should I be screened for lung cancer? All right, first of all, if you look at all of these things here, you don't have to read it, but have you had 30 pack years? Remember that? 30 pack years. Okay, so 1 pack a day for 30 years, 2 packs a day for 15 years. If you listen to this, he's 61 years old and a chain smoker. He's got to be smoking 2 or more packs a day. So he would have been eligible to go get these tests, I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, 20 years ago. And 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, they might have detected something small, which we'll come to later, that would have been an early stage curable cancer of the lung. So what I'd like to focus on here, rather than the fact that this guy's probably got advanced lung cancer, is what should our population of people do out there? We have all these advertisements, even on Sean Hannity, that we've been blasting the vaping here with the teenagers. Right. And you'll notice now that there's tremendous television and radio advertising for the use of vaping as a substitute for people who have been longtime smokers. So the big tobacco companies have bought big hunks of the vaping business, and they're trying to get people to vape. So let's just make the assumption that this guy quit smoking 15 years ago. After he'd smoked he's 61, let's say he started when he was 20, that's 41 years, or he started when he was teens, it could be up to 50 years. Let's say he quit 20 years ago, and he's been vaping ever since. If you look at this, just that risk factor of having had 30 pack years would have made him eligible to start doing these screening tests even if he'd stopped smoking. So that's the first thing I want to emphasize, is there is a huge population of people out there that smoked 30 pack years, and I've got a few other risk factors I'll come to in a minute, and aren't smokers now. You should continue to think lung cancer detection, and think about this very available low-dose spiral CT scan of the chest, which insurance and Medicare pays for. All right, Josh, show up that next picture there. Now, if you have any of these other risk factors, even if you don't get to the 30 pack years, if you got to 20 pack years, and you have some chronic lung disease, if you look at here, BKP, environmental and occupational exposure. Now that's where I'm going to stop, because I had a patient this week who used to work in the mines in Copper Hill. And he was he worked in the mines, he didn't work in the office. So he worked in the mines in Copper Hill, and he remembers that before they closed, the OSHA people came out there, and they gave them all these papers, and I think they might have even done some x-rays on them, I'm not sure, but told them that they had a risk of exposure to asbestos and other radon and other things that you get in mining. So if he had smoked 20 pack years and had worked in those mines in Copper Hill, well, I'm sure some of these people here that are watching today have been in that business. So if you got a friend or an uncle or your dad or whatever, he smoked for 20 years and he worked in those mines, tell him about this test. Okay, let's go to the next one, John. Why do you want to do this test? So all these people that we're talking about are totally asymptomatic. All they've got is the history of 30 pack years or 20 plus something else. Is that a pretty good sized number? 6,700 people? All right. So they have broken them in half. 3,000 don't get the study. 3,000 get the study. At the end of the day, you had 706 people out of that 3,000 that got the study that had abnormalities that were detected in that study, and let's see, what, 50, 40, about almost 100 of those were early detected curable lung cancers. So, our patient, I think, has cancer of the lung. I believe that if he'd been into this type of a surveillance program back years ago, that he could have detected this early. And we have a population of people in this audience that have smoked before and are not smoking now, that have worked in the mines and smoked and are not smoking now, plus the ones that are smoking now. So that's 3 different groups of people that ought to think about it. Now, you're going to turn right back around and say, well, I remember you telling us a few weeks ago you don't recommend the total body CT scans detect the disease they advertise on TV because it gets you in trouble with chasing things that don't amount to anything.
Right.
Remember that?
Right.
And they have complications. So here's the last one we're going to show. Josh, put up this one. This is a little hard to see. But what, in this spiral CT, these are only done by people who have the right machine, and they're read by people who are experts. This screening for $250 in the back of a truck in a parking lot doesn't fall into that category. So when they say you've got a spot on your lung there, they don't have any criteria to tell you what it might be and what you ought to do about it. If you look here, the criteria of the National Cancer Institute, if you've got a little tiny spot that's less than 4 millimeters, that's that big around, you don't do anything except do another scan in a year. Now, if you got one that's twice that big and less than a centimeter, you do one in 6 months. And as you get bigger, it tells you exactly what to do. And you have to get up to almost a centimeter before they start telling you to make any kind of intervention. So I am not against this at all. I don't think that this drives you down any path that's dangerous because you're chasing something that doesn't mean anything, because these criteria are very firmly applied to the interpretation of the test when it's read by the radiologist. So in my opinion, there is no danger to get this study. I've said repeatedly, I don't want you to go get this study with their advertising on the TV for $250 or whatever it is, but I would tell everybody, go get the low-dose CT scan if you meet any of those criteria that I had. And the person who asked this question here, at least send your husband to get the low-dose CT scan. I'm afraid I'm not going to like the outcome, but he needs to go get that scan. Is that enough?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Whaley. We appreciate your question today, and you can always send those questions to info, I-N-F-O, at fetchyournews.com. Put in the subject line, Ask the Doc, and we'll get it to Dr. Whaley. Again, we want to thank Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital, for this segment. Let's go to our second question of the day. I am nursing a 7-month-old baby. I suffer from horrible seasonal allergies, runny nose, congestion, and a slight cough caused by drainage. If I were, let's see here, if I were not nursing, I would take Sudafed or Benadryl and get some relief. I don't have any milk supply problems at the moment, and I don't want any. I need to know which medications won't decrease my milk output and won't transmit to my son. At this point, he shows no signs of allergies.
That's a great question, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, that is. I mean, there's a lot of concern I can thoroughly understand with this mother nursing her baby.
Yeah, I can too. It opens up 3 or 4 levels of questions. First one is, this is an intelligent mother. She knows that things that I'm doing are transmitted in my milk to my baby that can be harmful. Things that I do to myself might decrease my milk supply and be harmful. Dr. Whaley, what's your answer? Well, I've got good answers for you, but I would say you probably ought to ask your obstetrician or your pediatrician, because they will be able to hand you papers like you're getting ready to see. Let's put the first one up there, Josh. The specific question was about Sudafed or Benadryl and antihistamines. So if you just look at this first one, it's antihistamines. And this talks about during pregnancy. During pregnancy also applies to breastfeeding. So the common antihistamines are safe. Low risk means they're safe during pregnancy. But they should avoid during pregnancy and during breastfeeding the Sudafed or any decongestants. Now, you can take that one down, Josh, and we're going to just leave the next one off for just a minute. So you've got different kinds of cold pills. You've got ones that are just antihistamines, and Benadryl's the old one, chlortrimeton's the old one, Claritin and those others are the new ones. And those are pure antihistamines, and those are considered low risk for pregnancy and breastfeeding. But when you get to the store and they say decongestant, and it's got Benadryl in big letters, or it's got Claritin in big letters, you got to be really careful. Decongestant means that it's got one of those things in it you can't use. So you got to be really careful that you're not getting a decongestant, you're getting only an antihistamine. All right, so that then opens up the question about what is safe really while I'm breastfeeding, or what is safe during my pregnancy that's commonly taken every day by everybody over the counter. Put that next one up about the safety of over the counter drugs. I'm not shocked, but if you look real carefully, Tylenol or acetaminophen, which is a non-narcotic, take it for fever, is safe during all sorts of pregnancy and during breastfeeding. But if you look at common drugs like aspirin, it tells you it's really not safe at any time during pregnancy. I mean, the risk A, B, C, and D, it goes to C, and D, aspirin does during all of pregnancy, and you ought to avoid it. And then you got into, well, can I take ibuprofen or naproxen or something else like that? And then again, those are all B, C, and D during all of pregnancy. That's the same during breastfeeding. So in terms of I got a pain in my toes or a pain in my nose or I got a fever, you've only got one choice during pregnancy and breastfeeding, and that is Tylenol or acetaminophen. Now show that next big chart. This chart right here, I see all the time that patients get from their obstetrician when they are pregnant and their pediatrician when they are breastfeeding, and it is a pure breastfeeding list of what you can and can't take in terms of antihistamines and antibiotics and antidepressants. So many people are on antidepressants. Prozac's a very common antidepressant, and they say when you're breastfeeding, stay off of that one, but Zoloft and Paxil, which are equivalent, you can take, and then hormones, birth control and stuff, that's okay. St. John's wort and herbal supplements, no herbal supplements could be taken during pregnancy or during breastfeeding. So the question was specific about Sudafed and breastfeeding and milk production, but it opens up that whole can of what can I take while I'm pregnant that's common taken and everybody takes it, and what can I take when I'm breastfeeding? And the answer is, one, get that thing from your pediatrician or your obstetrician, and two, Tylenol's the only thing you ought to be taking for fever or aches and pains, and let the doctor tell you what's safe in terms of antibiotics. So
well, that was a very good question, and like you said, you know, there's genuine concern there when you're transferring, because you do transfer to your baby, and those are things that you
and that's what that big old chart says. Does it transfer? And the answer is yes. And it says if you're taking Benadryl, see if you made your baby sleepy. Benadryl's still safe. You know, they give babies Benadryl and they put them in a car, and they put them on an airplane on purpose, you know, to slow them down a little bit. So
give that baby behind me a Benadryl.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Now that's not a joke. It used to be Paragaric. I mean, you may not be old enough to remember that grandmother would stick her finger in Paragaric and rub it on the gums of screaming babies and say they're teething. Well, they ain't teething. They were just trying to shut them up. So you remember Paragaric? Are you old enough to remember Paragaric?
Yes, I do.
You're not very old. Paragaric's been gone a long time.
Well, I don't know. I remember Grandma putting her finger in something and rubbing it on your gums.
That was Paragaric.
Okay, so now I don't know what it was, but I remember it. Okay.
All right.
Always thank you, Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital, for this segment. Dr. Whaley, at this time every week, what is some of the updates in the medical world out there?
Do I have it for you?
I figured you did. What do we have?
I got it for you.
What do you have? What do you have?
What do you have? That reminds me. That's that. Okay, Josh, you're going to be shocked here. This article appeared on January the 23rd in the British Medical Journal, and I know that you read the popular news about the British Medical Journal each week. January the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
One serving of fried chicken or fried fish per week increases the chances of death by 13 to 15% in women. And I want you to look at this number. This comes from what is called the Women's Health Study in Britain, and is 107,000 women. Is that a lot of women?
Mm-hmm.
107,000. Hey, Josh, is 107,000 women a pretty decent sample?
That's a big sample.
Now, they follow them for 34 years. 34 years. So here's 107,000 women being followed for 34 years, and they periodically will write about what they have learned about the things that influence their health. I believe that the authors were shocked, stunned, and amazed to discover that only one serving of fried chicken or fish increased your chances of death, cancer death and heart disease death. Then the people said, well, yeah, but people who eat fried foods, they're probably overweight. So maybe it's because they got overweight, and the overweight led to more heart disease. Well, statistically, they were able to, because they got a lot of women in that group who weren't eating one piece of fried fish, so they matched them against the people of the same weight. So they took weight out of it. So obesity came out of it. They were able to get alcohol and other habits out of it. So if they corrected for all of the other confounding features and kept it down to just the fried fish, just fried foods basically, because French fries actually went in there too, then it increased a measurable percent. 12 or 15% is a pretty good sized number for heart disease. 12 or 15% for cancer, then that's 30% added together. Now, there's been a big old study that was done in Spain that didn't show the same thing. Why is that?
I don't know.
Why, if we got Rick over there, he's supposed to know everything.
Okay, Rick.
All right, Rick.
Answer this question.
Answer this question. If the fried foods in England cause women to die and the fried foods in Spain didn't, what's the difference? Oil. Spanish cook their foods in olive oil. See, Rick knows everything.
Wow.
So it is thought that...
Was that a $300 question or a $200?
I sent him a text message last night.
Yeah, I think you just slipped him the answer.
I sent him an answer.
The oil.
It's the oil. It's the olive oil. So we don't do it in olive oil in this country. So the British study will apply to us. Okay, I got two more quick ones here. I'm going to have to get off. We got all this. Where's the soapbox derby? Where's the soapbox? Where's the dirt? Where's the box?
We were told 8:45.
Okay, well, I got to see that racer. I was telling them that it was a big deal in Atlanta in my day. All right, now, there is a huge, come on, Rick. Wait a minute, Rick. You got to be the foil here. There's a big measles outbreak in an area that's the hotbed of don't take immunizations. Where would that be in the United States?
Pacific Northwest.
Washington County, Oregon.
What is this, a trivia show? What happened here?
So that gets both. It's Washington County, Oregon.
We won't be able to do nothing with him the rest of the day. He's got two answers.
The guy's so smart, it's not even funny. So it's Washington County, Oregon, has got a really severe outbreak of measles now, and that is the absolute center of the hysteria about don't immunize your kids. And it occurs in two groups of people. Who does it occur in? It occurs in these kids that are in school that didn't get immunized, and it occurs in their grandparents, like us, grandparents, because our measles immunity is falling because our antibodies are falling. So It's one more time when I say get your flu shot and get your other shots, and all you people say I don't believe in getting shots, and my wife says they put mercury in there and causes autism. It's BS. Go get your darn shot. You want to hear one more?
Sure.
You want to prevent prostate cancer?
Sure. Let's.
You want to prevent prostate cancer?
Do we have another question for Rick? Do we have another question from the audience?
Well, I don't think Rick will have this answer.
All right.
About 15 years ago, there's a drug that's now generic called Proscar. And it got to be a real popular drug because that's the drug that young people like we have over here with Rick were taking to make their hair grow, you know, when they begin to get early baldness. And that drug has an effect to decrease your nighttime urinations and to decrease the size of your prostate. And so they noted over time that the people who were taking it for their hair had less in the way of prostate problems, so they began to give it to prostate people. And there was a fear that since it made the prostate smaller and it lowered the PSA, that it might increase the prostate cancers that were of high grade and serious. So anyway, the final analysis is out now in hundreds of thousands of patients that it actually dramatically cuts the incidence of prostate cancer and does not increase the incidence of high grade prostate cancer. And that came out yesterday, and I guarantee you that there's going to be a run on the drug, but it's not going to be like the Shingrix shot where you can go buy the stock in the company that makes it because it's already generic. But that's a very important thing. So if you have a family history of prostate cancer, if you're a black male, there's a lot of risk factors, or if your PSA is relatively high and you're in your 40s and 50s, that drug should be given.
Dr. Whaley, I appreciate you very much. Folks, don't forget, if you'd ever like to watch these segments over or send them to your friends or family that may be interested in the same questions we had this morning, you can always go to FYN TV Fetch Your News YouTube channel. FYN TV Fetch Your News YouTube channel. Hit the playlist, and on the playlist you'll find Ask the Doc, and you can watch these again and share them with your family and friends. Also, if you have a question for Dr. Whaley, send that to info, I-N-F-O, at fetchyournews.com. Put in the subject line, Ask the Doc. And again, we want to thank Georgia Cancer Specialists affiliated with Northside Hospital for this segment. Dr. Whaley, if you hang out a minute right after this commercial,
I'm off my soapbox about vaccinations.
We got a couple guys coming in here going to be talking about the Blue Ridge Soapbox Derby right on the other side of these commercials. Take us to break, Josh.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ella. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ella, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ella, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little,
Hey folks, I'm your host BKP, and we're back here at Circuit World in Blue Ridge, and I have Mike Sullivan with us and Brian Higgins. Sorry, Brian Higgins and Mike Sullivan, and yes, we have a soapbox derby car. Now, you know I requested this earlier, okay? I just want it painted and a 5 on the side for Speed Racer. That's all I'm asking is for a 5. Guys, ready to race? The first annual Blue Ridge Soapbox Derby. Take off, guys. What's the inspiration and who had the big idea and started putting it together? And huh?
So I'll go first, I guess.
So you're in the wood shop one day and you're thinking, no, go ahead, Brian.
Well, you're not too far off. Blue Ridge is booming. We have events every month almost. Huge events drawing thousands of people from all over Georgia, all over the surrounding states, and the country, really. So these events are awesome, but we wanted to do something a little more concentrated, a little more community-based, something that locals can really get into, and especially kids, because there's not really any activity that's really geared specifically towards the youth. So I came up with this idea about 4 years ago, shared it with Mike, and it kind of sat there for a number of years, and eventually we got serious about it and decided to do it this year. We are a 501c3, so we're a nonprofit. All the money that's generated is going actually back into the school system, specifically the STEM program, which is the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math department, so which this has all of it.
Okay, now have both of you worked on this one, or who built this one, or?
This, yeah, my brainchild, I guess. So this is all CNC cut at our shop. It's all precision cut. It more or less snaps together. It looks a little complicated, but it actually kind of snaps together. And then of course you add some fasteners to really secure it. But this is actually a kit version that we're offering. So if you want to participate, maybe you don't have the tools, maybe you don't have the know-how, or just the time. So you can actually purchase one of these from us. It'll be kind of in pieces, but it's very easy to put together. Everything has been numbered and laid out, so all you got to do is match it up. You could have this thing up and running in an hour.
Brian, that's what I was going to ask is, what if you want to participate and you're all excited about it and it's a day of fun, but you really don't have the shop and you don't really know how to start. I wouldn't know where to begin to start building this. This is a kit that is being offered, and where can they get information on the kit?
So you can contact either myself or Mike, and we do have a Facebook page. You can reach us on that. Excuse me. We do have a website, which will be open hopefully within just a
few
day
days.
or two, and you can contact us there.
But right now, this morning, I was looking at Soapbox, Blue Ridge Soapbox Derby Facebook page. That is your Facebook page.
That is the primary
all right.
way.
And that is a way that they can send you messages, get in touch with you. Now, how many? Where are we racing? So we got to get the who, what, when, where, and how. When are we racing? Where are we racing? And there's over $1,000 in cash prizes.
Yes, correct. April 27th this year at the middle school. It's a nice, easy, somewhat sloping downhill.
I see
plenty
that.
of parking.
Okay.
Plenty of parking and restrooms. We got the facility use request, so we're going to be able to go inside and use the restrooms. We're going to store the cars overnight, the night before. They're going to come check in, make sure everything's in accordance with the rules, with weight and dimensions, etc. We'll store the cars overnight, and we'll begin racing the next day on April 27th. The time has yet to be decided because we don't know how many cars we're going to get. But we're looking about a 10 a.m. start, hopefully.
Now, will it all just be one race? Will it be different divisions, age groups, things like that? What are the age groups, and how can you participate? What ages can participate?
So we've got 3 categories. We've got a 7 to 11, a 12 to 17, and an 18 and above. Each one of those categories has a $250 first place prize, and then a second and third place prize as well. So it's open to almost anyone as long as you're 7 and above.
And there is a corporate division. That's the fourth one. This is where we want to see Home Depot say, okay, Ace, we know you made them, but we think we can make a better one, or we think we can beat you. Or Mountaintop Realty take on Nathan Fitz Realty. and so on. I'd like to see some of these places saying.
So you say there's quite a challenge here, an opportunity.
There is an opportunity for challenge and bragging rights.
Bragging
we
rights.
love bragging rights
That's
more than anything.
I just don't want the media anywhere around if my car gets disqualified for any reason.
For having a number 5?
Yeah, well,
or a red hat.
I've been known to put a switch or two inside. I'm just joking. This brings back memories. So this happens when again? When is this happening?
April 27th.
And this is a kit.
This is a kit, yes. You'll be able to buy the kit for $200, or that's going to be the same kit for if you're going to sponsor a child, because we know that we have some needy families around here, and we want them involved. So there are opportunities for people to sponsor
a car.
To sponsor a car, and
Great.
we will provide that for one of these kids who can still have something to do. And those are $150 for a car sponsorship.
But now also you have the kit, but if I do want to build my car and I'm out there, do you also have a list of the specs that what is certified that will get in the race, the specs?
Yes, and in that packet there, it's got all the rules, regulations, guidelines. Also, that is available on our Facebook page and soon to be on our website. And also, let's say you have a family with 3 kids. Okay, you only have to buy one car. As long as everybody registers, the registration fee, which is only $25, every child can race that same car. So you don't have to have 3 separate cars.
In a different division.
Well, even within the same division, the only caveat is if it came down to where the 2 were paired together. And then you can either fight amongst yourselves who's gonna race, or if
borrow someone else's car.
or if you can borrow another participant's car, then you can still race. So again, we're trying to make it as open as possible and as affordable as possible.
Well, I like this. I appreciate you guys stopping by and showing it. Dr. Whaley was waiting to see it. He was all excited. He talked about years ago the downtown Atlanta. This was a big deal soapbox derby. I remember it as a child, so I think a lot of people are excited about this. And folks out there at FetcherNews.com, now they have their website right now. These are all of the details on the specs for the car. And the Soapbox Derby, Blue Ridge Soapbox Derby Facebook page, okay? And then they're going to be launching their site here in the next couple days. But right now, all of this information is on Blue Ridge Soapbox Derby Facebook page. Website coming soon, all the details. This is a kit car, so if you're sitting at home and you say, hey, I don't think I know how to build this, they will get the kit for you, and it's right here. And also all the specs for building your own. And when again, April when?
27th.
April 27th. Folks, let's get ready for the first annual Blue Ridge Soapbox Derby 2019. It's going to be exciting. Speed Racer must enter. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll be back right on the other side of these commercials with the All-Star Political Panel. Take us a break, Josh.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little,
Feature, the real.
Hey folks, we're back. We're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. A beautiful, I know it's a little cold, but a beautiful Friday morning here. And it's time for the All-Star Political Panel. We got an abbreviated version due to our Soapbox Derby segment, but that was great. Wasn't that neat to see that?
It was very cool.
Awesome.
It was a well done piece of.
We're going to have a lot of fun with that, I think, in a couple months. They're they're wanting me to ride down the hill in one with a video camera going. I don't know. I don't know that I've signed up for that yet, but I might end up. You want to ride?
I want a video camera behind you when you're going.
I'd pay
down.
$5 to see that.
Yeah.
Five. We got five. Going once. Going
I got
twice.
5. I got 7. I got 8.
As you well know this morning, Roger Stone has been arrested.
Oh my Lord.
Now the interesting thing, okay. Now we have a couple subjects. Let's go with Roger Stone arrested. Now we don't have the time. We don't have the time to tell our audience who Roger Stone is in detail and explain it, obviously. And I want you to go ahead and say what you want on the subject. But the thing I opened up with this morning, the interesting thing is, between this morning at about 6:20 when it was breaking news, all right? So I'm watching MSNBC. This morning, getting ready. And what do we have? We have breaking news. I mean, they're treating this like public enemy number one has been arrested.
John Dillinger. i.e. Roger Stone.
Breaking news, Roger Stone has been arrested. Okay. 7 indictments, I think it is, 7 charges, arrested.
7 counts.
7 counts. Witness tampering, you name it, the whole list. So they start breaking it down at 6:20 this morning. Now the interesting thing is most of America has no idea who Roger Stone is. But they will treat it today on all the top news breaks. They've done it on Breaking News, ABC, CBS. They will treat it today, and before the end of the day, the American people will have an illusion of who Roger Stone is, created by the media.
Or a caricature.
A caricature. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Bruce, Roger Stone's been arrested. That's our subject.
Who is he?
There you go.
Hey, it's, just one more little tile that's thrown on the table to play the game.
What say you, Candace?
Well, they were bringing up an interesting point on Fox News this morning. When a new part of the FBI corruption story breaks, Mueller strikes. So I want to know who's next. Is it going to be somebody's dog catcher because, he was telling the dogs all of his secrets or something? This has nothing to do with collusion. The guy's an obscure personality. Some guy that's going to drink a White Russian at the Trump Tower is going to be next. And this is brown shirt mentality from the Nazis.
Well, Stone continued to say he would be arrested. And the thing with this that I wish we had time, but we just don't in the 30-minute window, is who Roger Stone is. And supposedly he had connections to WikiLeaks, knew when the dumps of the email dumps were going to happen, supposedly, and he transferred those, and he had connections to top-level people in the Trump campaign, supposedly, and they were aware of when these dumps would happen, and this is what's being said. So what say you on Roger Stone being arrested this morning?
He's a political
operative,
commentator,
pundit.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's an advisor. He started out early in the 80s. He's got ties to Reagan. He's got ties to Nixon. He's got ties to Watergate. He's got ties to the anti-Dukakis campaign with Willie Horton. He was the one that orchestrated that whole thing. He's been around for a long time, and he kind of walks on the wild side. He left the Trump campaign in August of 2015. He was basically fired, but he kind of hung around on the edge a little bit. So, I mean, what the interesting thing to me is that FBI agents with 6 cars and guns drawn show up in Fort Lauderdale to answer this guy's, to serve this guy's arrest warrant.
And CNN's cameras
and CNN
were ready.
just happens to be there rolling live.
CNN breaking in, rolling live.
Who brought that out? So,
who leaked that? So
indeed?
Roger Stone has such ties to Nixon. There's a tattoo of Nixon on his back.
That's
One
true.
thing I learned.
That is true.
We're very close.
Well, I've been listening to Roger Stone for a long time, so he's not obscure to me.
I didn't think so.
I think he's brilliant. I will tell you that. He does walk on the wild side. But I tell you, I mean, he's not like a Manafort, or I think he's basically an honest guy. I mean, he just goes over he's a little braggadocious sometimes, but I think he knows what he's talking about. I don't think he colluded. And the thing about WikiLeaks, I happen to be in the court that believes, thank God for WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. I mean, thank God, we would know none of this. So I'm hoping when it all peels back, I didn't know they took guns and 6 police cars. I just, I slept in because we were starting at 9. So I was so excited. I felt like I was on vacation.
She's queen for a day.
I'm a princess. It's only 30 minutes. It's one time. Right? So anyway,
Interesting. He was a partner of Manafort for years.
Yeah, he was. I think he's got, but I don't think they needed guns to arrest him. I think Trump trusted him.
He's an old guy.
Huh? You think he's a bad guy?
No, he's an old guy. What do you think? I mean, what's he going to do?
He's only 66.
I think he knows where a lot of bodies are buried. That's what I think.
All right, so Stone has been arrested, and they're going to run that narrative all the way. I do not think it's a coincidence. He's arrested on Friday morning. The narrative will run today, and it'll be ready to go for all the Sunday shows.
Yep.
Okay, so I never think it's it's
Friday.
there's no accident there. Well, he got arrested, and they take away. It takes away from. There's a great, and I'm not going to say it's 100% accurate, but there's a great Netflix show. I think it's called "Who Is Roger Stone?"
Or Get Me Roger Stone.
Yes.
Get Me
Roger Stone. Get Me Roger Stone. It's pretty decent. It's not 100% accurate, but it is pretty decent to start figuring out who he is. But do we all agree? By the end of the day, the media will set the narrative of who Roger Stone is.
Here's your coffee. Coffee's coming in.
Queen for the day.
Thank you so much.
Wait a minute.
I know. I thought I was queen till I got here.
You don't have steak and eggs coming next, do you? My gosh. Okay, so Roger Stone has been arrested, and it is a perfect time to arrest Roger Stone with Mueller there, right in this. Is it coincidence that it's Friday and it's the Friday of the second paycheck that the workers will not be getting, the federal workers?
Well, it is going to take a little bit of the.
That's a little window dressing, I guess.
It's going to take something away from that narrative.
Actually, it will.
I mean, they're going to have to split times.
But
I think what it is, it's intended to continue to push Trump's judgment of what he's doing, continue to push it down.
Don't you think they look a little like the Keystone Cops? I mean, if they did what they did. I mean, let's face it.
And
Don't
Trump
you think
is
it
Buster
looks a little?
Keaton.
And I hear from our side, the White Hats, that some of the Democrats are getting antsy. They're kind of coming over saying, let's get this done. This is ridiculous. I think Trump's playing it really well.
I'm disappointed that he went ahead and canceled the State of the Union. I would have.
I think it was
He
a
didn't
play.
cancel it.
He said he'd
Trump
play.
did not cancel it.
But to me, I
He's
think
taking
he
the
should've-
high road, I think.
I just would have gone to the North Carolina Assembly where he has been invited so that he could give the State of the Union.
Okay, I don't disagree. I want to say I disagree because we all have our passionate things that he should have, would have, we think he should do. The reality is our government, the reality is he should give the State of the Union not in a state. It's a union, so he should give it at the Capitol. So as much as I think that David Ralston should invite him to the House in Georgia to give the State of the Union, as much as I think in Michigan, I think he's been invited, North Carolina, as much as I think, well, you know what, kiss my rear end, I'll go to a state house.
Whoa.
That's not who that's not who, I disagree with it. That's an emotion that I could say, yeah, I'm on board a little bit, but I disagree with it. And the reality is, to get a State of the Union, Nancy Pelosi has to put a resolution on the floor.
Supposedly Kevin McCarthy put one out, but I don't know how they voted on it.
Well, crystal ball, I mean, when do you think and how do you think this is going to end?
Okay, again, we have 30 minutes. I think you're being sold the biggest smoke and mirrors you've ever been sold. up to this date with this $5.7 million pocket change border security wall. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. Don't trust a one of them.
I think that either Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson watched us last Friday because they said last night, I liked one of them. I liked the pomp and circumstance of hear ye, hear ye. Remember when we were talking about that?
That was him.
I know but it was
steal
Sean
that
or
picture.
Tucker
She's saying,
last
yeah.
night. So they must, and they said he needs to do it with the whole
Yeah.
I agree with Jay.
regalia,
I think he
the whole
needs to take the high
regalia.
road, and he needs the optic of Nancy Pelosi sitting behind him where she belongs.
Oh yeah, and watch
And I
her
think-
face going with her false teeth.
And I think he
running her
really
tongue over
wants
Move
to make
'em
sure
around.
that all of the Congress is there, all of the Supreme Court is there, all of the Senate is there, so that the American public can see who stands and who sits on their hands when he makes his comments and he makes his
All right,
proclamations for the next 2
$5.7
years.
billion for border, wall, barrier, whatever.
Call it
Okay.
George, whatever.
Do you support, one at a time, do you support if he gets the 5.7, which the Senate knocked all this down yesterday? Okay, so I think there's a dirty deal being done that,
Something's
you know,
bad.
Down payment,
they will try.
prorated.
They will try to get us to cheer.
Yeah.
So would you support the 5.7 billion, the 3-year DACA with Social Security card, possibly a green card? Would you support that, and the 3-year for the temporary status that was offered? Would you agree to that?
Yes, no, yes. I don't like the green card idea for DACA. So the 3 years provisional, I'm fine with that 5.7.
So you're a yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I would say yes, and with the regard to DACA, one of the best employees I had was the DACA recipient, and she's the type of person that we do need here, that we do want as an immigrant. I'm okay with the temporary protection. I don't know about the path to citizenship, but you know, the temporary protection I'm okay with as long as he gets the border wall.
And you?
I'm okay with everything but the DACA.
And you,
I think it
Jane?
needs to go to the courts.
I think we have to do something, and we have to give something. And it really irks me to think that someone came here illegally, when I have 2 friends who waited 10 years, came in legally, and they are furious at these people for pressing over here and getting a Social Security card. I mean, these are Hispanics that are furious. One's from Guatemala. She waited so long. But we have to give something, and I think that's as good as any. I mean,
All right, we have to give something.
you
All right,
have to give
okay.
something, and
Well,
that's
the
on the
kid-
table, so I would say yes, but they've got to give the 5 point.
But the kid that comes at 2
Not
years old,
2.
they have no choice. I mean, and I know children
Yeah,
that
yeah,
have
I
come
do
here
too.
like
It's
that.
terrible. It is
And
terrible.
this is all they know. They don't know anything about Mexico, and I'm not saying it's right, but I'm
No,
saying
it
that's what
isn't
happens.
right. We need to change our laws, though. One foot in the country does not mean you're a full-fledged
No.
citizen. So
Or if
we
you're
need to
born
change
here.
our laws, and then I'll be cool.
I want to change catch and release to catch and catapult. I want to build catapults, and when we catch them, I want to catapult
Cruel
them
and
back.
inhumane.
I think we're going to get
Over the
arrested
line.
for
No,
that
we
one.
can, we can
I
build
just-
a
I don't
nice
know.
big puffy land
I'm just saying,
plate,
catch and
you know.
cut. Okay, I disagree. Absolutely not.
You don't want to do any of that.
Any of it. Absolutely not.
He's hung up in smoke and mirrors.
No, that's exactly right. 5.7 billion is pocket change.
It is.
It is.
Pocket change, okay? Period. According to the $1.3 trillion budget, according to the billions we spend.
Good point. I have that number. 250 billion a year on illegal aliens.
That's the cost
400
of
million
that.
a day.
That's right. So this
We've already
five-
spent through the middle of January $12 billion.
Right. So why are we hung on 5.7 for a barrier, which I agree we need. I want to make sure. But why are we hung on 5.7 for a barrier that realistically, in the scheme of the money that we are wasting, spending, the national debt, the interest on the debt is no more than the pocket change you pull out and put on your dresser at night. Period. Why? And why are we taking a pocket change of $5.7 billion and trading 3 years of amnesty? I call it amnesty, DACA, 3 years of temporary status. Why are we trading that just for 5.7? So if you want to go DACA, because I agree with you, when they come over here at 2, they know nothing else. I agree we have to do something. So I agree with that, and I agree we have to do something. So if we're going to go that distance, then Trump pull everything off the table. Tell them you want 20-point-something billion to do all the things you want on the border, and put the entire new immigration plan on the table, done and over. Remember the RAISE Act with David Perdue and Tom Cotton standing behind the president? Chain migration, lottery. Let's put everything then. Everything. Do not trade DACA. Do not trade a deal on DACA at temporary status for $5.7 billion.
Do you think he's been advised, though, like get the chisel in the wall, because otherwise you're going to get squat for the next 2 years?
So far, he's gone out there and said, okay, I'll give you this. So it just makes them look stupid.
That's
and
what
they
he's
won't
doing.
give an inch. They won't give him, $2 for the wall instead of $1. It makes them look stupid. I think it's a
for
political.
the whole entire immigration plan. Whole entire.
He has a plan.
We have a short abbreviated. So let's go. Anybody want to make a quick comment on Venezuela?
Well, that's what AOC, Alejandra Ocasio-Cortez, would like to see here, obviously, because her and Bernie are going at it. I've seen some of their rhetoric lately. Socialism has never worked. Venezuela is the perfect example of how socialism doesn't work. Even when you had a rich, rich country full of oil, it doesn't work.
What do you think we do in that if Maduro is, we don't recognize him.
He's dug in, and he's got the army
what's the new guy?
behind
Lock
him.
and load.
What's the new guy? You're the pronouncing guy.
Guaido.
Guido.
We are recognizing him.
Guaido.
What do you think ends up happening there?
Well, the army's behind the old guy.
They don't even know where this guy is. He's gone into hiding.
He's going to be
Smartly.
Guaido.
Smartly.
Guaido's in hiding. I don't even
The
know.
army came out in all their brass. You saw them, or the military.
I think we lock and load, stand our ground,
It's
see
going
what
to be
happens.
a revolution there, and they're going to have to fight it out.
3 million of them have already headed over to Colombia. I mean, you know.
Shut down.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Shut down. What say you? What kind of deal? Shut
With
down?
Venezuela?
No, the shutdown. We're moving to the government
Oh,
shutdown.
we're back over there.
I didn't know we had gotten to government
Well,
shutdown yet.
the thing is, your idea, I think, is in a dream world kind of. That's what I would like to do too. Change the laws, change statutes. But I don't think that's going to happen. We can't even get them to agree on DACA when they were saying DACA this, DACA that 3 years ago, and now they're saying it's not good enough before he even makes the proposal. The whole thing is just a pile of bones, and I think that they're going to keep getting more and more egg on their face. I mean, I do think the masses are going to just stand up and say enough.
The Dems don't want an immigration plan that works.
They don't, no.
They want open borders. Let's face it, folks.
I'm going to correct you on that.
Okay.
The Dems and the Republicans, for the
Ma-
most part.
many Republicans.
Many.
The rhinos.
No, I'm sorry,
The
put it that way.
rhinos.
Because when we throw
Some,
Dems, we can't forget that Paul Ryan could have solved this. People could dislike
that man.
Nancy 7 days a week, but what Nancy is showing is the power that the Speaker of the House does have.
And he
she
didn't
is
use
showing
any
it,
of it.
and he didn't use it.
What
I'm
a
sorry to
No,
do
no,
that,
that's fine.
but when you say the
What a
Dems, that one
He
gets
and
me.
Boner both
Paul
were like
Ryan left
rhinos.
town 2 years. This could be done. The wall could have been funded. It could have been over.
Is that
Okay.
because they're so sensitive to optics? I mean,
Exactly.
it's become,
Okay, I'll go with that.
That party will make sure that we've got a moving target on total reform of the immigration laws, because they don't want it to happen.
They've been doing it for 30 years and they haven't done
Exactly.
squat. They talk it, they gum it. I mean, they never do anything.
All right, quickly, my opinion on that is DACA. Remember DACA. Let's start with that. Remember, DACA is something that Obama did from the desk of the Oval Office
with his pen in his
with
phone.
an executive order. Okay, we know that's illegal. Here's the smoke and mirrors. I think we're all being played. They're trying to get DACA now through what? Congress. See, it's not been through Congress. Right now, there's lawsuits. There's lawsuits saying it's illegal. Okay, it's in the court. Why don't we let's see what the court says?
Exactly.
But if we take, and Donald Trump, which I'm a supporter, stands up there and says, I'm going to do 3 years, and Mitch McConnell and them come back and say, we're going to give you $1.2 billion for a border. It's a joke, but we're going to do the DACA. I think we've all been tricked that they want the DACA to go through Congress and have votes. and now turns from an executive order to something that Congress approved. You
Why
with me?
don't they go
That's
ahead
my
and just make a bill for that? If that's what he kept
I'm saying
telling
do
them.
the whole
Why don't-
immigration thing, the
yeah,
whole
make
thing.
your bills and send them through. That's what Congress and the Senate is about, making the laws, not just sitting around like playing beach ball with BS and something that's important like the wall.
I don't want to talk about it, but it's out there. How about the March for Life where they found the Catholic kids? I was shocked to find out that you would find Catholic kids in a March for Life. Interesting. So what say anybody's opinion on that?
I would like to know what is the
and
word.
Candace, all due respect, you got Rick, you got to clear these props with the corporate office. You got to send the that is the
This
new
is the new racist hat.
Confederate flag. That's the new Confederate flag.
I thought it was the new mantle of the KKK.
Hood. The new KKK hood.
Right.
Who we do not condone, by the way.
That's the new KKK. That's a good look for
It
you.
was a
there, Rick.
mainstream media setup. I mean,
It
it
was.
was just
Every little
they,
thing.
They took an isolated incident and they just ran with it.
But
for
there's a war on
still going on.
Catholicism and Christianity. They got Brett Kavanaugh, Amy, I don't remember her
Well, you know
last
that
name.
kid could turn into Brett Kavanaugh one day.
He could.
That kid
But
could.
the thing is,
No,
they're-
I'm just saying
they
that's
are-
what they do. That's what they're doing.
They're waging a war on Catholicism and Christianity in this
And
country.
white privilege.
Yeah, white
The
privilege.
Native American
Like the-
Vietnam veteran who wasn't a Vietnam
Yeah.
veteran.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a refrigeration
It's like
technician.
Denang Dick.
He's 4 years in the
Blumenthal.
Marine Corps Reserves.
But probably what you won't see on Fox, I saw where the Bing Bing
Drummer.
Bing. Yeah, he said, I couldn't move left, I couldn't move right, I couldn't move up or down. They had me all surrounded. Then here's a video where it could just have gone anywhere he wanted to.
And he walked up to them.
I mean,
he lied and
so
lied.
you're not going to see
but
that on the. I mean, it's just.
the media created. Media created a story. They created a narrative, and a lot of people, that's all they get.
And the fool of the month is Savannah Guthrie with her absolute biased reporting and biased interview against that high school
Poor little kid.
Sandman.
Did you see where someone on the other side, CNN, said he had a racist look on his face?
What
And then
is
someone
that
said,
exactly?
this is 1984, because in that book, you could be arrested for a look on your face that they considered subversive or
Big
racist.
Brother.
Yeah.
George
And you could be
Orwell.
arrested for that. And here we are. I mean, it's just bizarre.
It was a smirk of
All
white
right,
supremacy.
I know it sounds joking. We've only got 6 minutes, and it sounds like a joke. I'm saying it half-heartedly. Is Ruth Bader Ginsburg still alive? That goes to you, Bruce.
That's a toss-up.
Why'd you start with me?
Yes or no?
I think she's barely warm.
Warm. You?
Yeah, I think she's comatose.
All right, and you?
Febreze.
And you want to
Keeping
see
her
the new?
fresh.
You want to see a New York Times
I
with
wanna
today's
see the New
date
York
and
Times
her
with-
way,
yeah,
right?
with her waving.
Okay.
Make sure
Make
she's
sure the
moving.
hand is
and
moving.
someone has not got a
You
wire
think
on
she's
it.
still alive?
360 shot.
Well, if I had to bet, I would say 60 dead, 40 alive, and if she's alive, they're keeping her alive with some kind of guru medicine. But what good's it gonna do? I mean, you know.
All right. So
Can't
I think
afford
it's
to
60.
fight.
I
What do you think?
what do I
I
think?
mean, yeah. Do you think she's alive? Who knows?
I don't
What
know.
difference does it make when they announce it?
Who knows what she looks like under that pillow?
They can't.
Okay. Anyhow, rolling right along. We gotta keep it together. But I did this story 2 weeks ago. All right, and I don't want to say pride myself, but if you watch the show throughout the week, there are subjects that I dig into that I'm ahead sometimes. And I started 2 weeks ago trying to tell people what was happening in New York State. Now, I say this, okay, because people say if you say abortion, you're touching the rail that you'll lose viewers. There's a special place in hell for Governor Cuomo.
Yep.
Okay?
Cuomo.
There's a special place in hell for this guy.
Oh yeah.
Because a good friend of mine, I went to high school, and I'm seeing this, and she put a picture up of a baby, and actually I've read the legislation, so it's true. And she put a picture up of a baby and said, I was born this day. Yesterday I could have been killed in New York, and that is true. Okay, no matter where you're at on the abortion debate, up to birth.
What is he going to twist their heads off? Is that their new thing? Is that called an abortion?
And a doctor doesn't have to be the one to do it.
No, it can be your neighbor.
Right. So your doctor, which you know all too well, is under an oath of an ethic,
Hippocratic oath.
Right, Hippocratic oath. This doesn't have to be a doctor. Up to the date, the time of birth.
So you can kill your child and call it an abortion if you just birth it, kill it, and it's
6
an abortion?
hours. 6 hours later, the child is born. 6 hours before, you can kill it. This is a state that finds the death sentence immoral.
For using plastic straws, probably.
You can't. This is a state that they will fight in March against the death sentence. So I just wanted to say that. That's my point. We got to get to winners and losers.
Can I just say one thing on that?
Yeah, you can say anything you want on that.
One thing that I'd like to point out is there's a great Netflix documentary out there about Dr. Gosnell. He's the physician in Philadelphia that was doing this on a regular basis.
Yes.
For those of you who don't understand what happens after 24 weeks, take the time to watch this video, and I guarantee you will come away shocked and mortified that they're sitting calling the wall immoral when the state of Vermont is getting ready to do the same thing the state of New York did, and that is allow abortion up till the time of birth.
Yeah, right to the time of birth.
Yep.
Right. Winners and losers.
I would say you're a winner. I saw a bit of your show this week where you talked about if we come to the point where if it is true.
Yeah, if it is
so
true.
You're now the it guy, if it is true.
Right.
So
that's how the media covers themselves to be able to report a false story.
Yeah,
they start out with if this is true.
Yeah.
Then say whatever you want.
Right, and I think you're appropriate. You should be applauded for bringing that out.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so losers, I don't have any. I have some statistics, but I'll do that next week.
Candace?
I wanted to speak on, once again, on Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez talking about how a society that allows a billionaire to exist is immoral. Back to immoral. I wrote an article this week. It's in Fetcher News, and it's also on Clash Daily. What this is a sign of the covetousness of people who do nothing with their lives, who want to take what other people have created. And why do they have the right to do that? So I think anyone that feels that way, like she does, that I'm entitled to whatever you have, even though I haven't made any efforts of my own, is a loser. And that there won't be any winners if that continues to keep growing.
Rick?
I'm going with Bruce on this one, and I've got to tell a quick story. I've got another prop that hasn't been cleared. But this hat, Vote
one.
Trump 2020, Perfect Vision. This is number one.
Oh, I don't have that one yet.
This is number one of. We have a mutual friend who, at his own expense, goes and has these made, and he's given out 500 of these so far. This is the fourth generation political slogan that is coming out. He wears them. People come up and say, "I like your hat," and he said, "How well do you like it?" And they say, "I really like it. Would you wear it if you had one?" Yes, he will go to his truck, get him a hat. You've experienced it. We all have.
I haven't.
I went in one day. I went in one day. He's wearing a hat. I said, "Oh my God, I love that hat." He said, "Will you wear that hat? Do you like it?" And I said, "Yeah." He gets up. He goes to the truck.
This is number one.
And I got those in the office.
And that's yours.
Oh.
Nice.
He said he went special,
sitting on
got
this
those
side
because
gets
he
you
knew I was going to do
privileges.
the show with you this morning. He went
another
over,
one. You've been down the office. You know I keep them. And the other day I put them on the
All
table.
on the
just
table.
To,
Yeah.
My versions.
That's yours.
Thank you very much. Vote Trump 2020. Perfect vision. All right, what say you?
Well,
I'll get one for you.
I'm the loser because I don't have one.
You'll get one.
I mean,
He's got number one.
500 of them,
He's
and
giving
I don't
out
have
one.
one out of 500. Steve, if you're watching, shame on you.
I think you should get that autographed.
By Trump.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if I have a winner or a loser. I'm getting more afraid that we're all the losers, but the more I listen to AOC, the more I think, how in the hell did she get elected? And whoever voted for her is we're in
The team
serious
that
trouble.
brought you
When these
Obama.
kids grow up, we are in trouble. That woman was elected. I mean, it's socialism, communism, it's 1984, it's...
Well, they went to New York and asked her constituents if they thought she was right, and they were like, "Yeah, they should tax them 90% because they don't deserve that."
Well, again, she supposedly has a credit score of 430. She's had 2 eviction notices, and she has
430?
Yeah, and,
just
and
wait.
2 overdrawn checking accounts.
Well, that's perfect.
Oh, great. Well, the
for-
Senate will
Perfect
take care of
candidate
that.
for a
You
socialist.
can overdraw the
perfect.
Senate bank account.
If this
And-
is
You're
true.
going in the way back.
I mean,
remember the
I
House
mean,
Bank.
oh my
well, you just
God.
went way back on the House
I am
Bank.
old.
That's all right. I didn't mean it that way.
And now, everyone, look, in 2 or 3 years, let's check out our net worth. Oh, 10 million. You know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a mess. We're in a heap of mess.
I need 1 minute. Brett Kavanaugh. Okay, so you go back and you put this together, and I can't do it in a minute. But the kid at the pro-life march was Catholic kid. If you know anything about Catholic schools, they fill the buses up with those kids and they run them to D.C. You will not have a problem finding a Catholic kid at the March for Life in D.C. The media knew that. Kavanaugh, okay? Kavanaugh, why did they go crazy? Because they feel that this is the time when Roe v. Wade will really come to the court, okay? It'll be challenged, okay? Brett Kavanaugh made a 5-4 court. Now, the 5-4 court ruled that Trump's ban on transgenders in the military, while the lawsuits are being heard, can be upheld, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people gloss all over that, but that was a 5-4 decision on the conservative side of the court that the transgender ban can be upheld while cases are being held. There's 11 states, I think, I'm going to say 11, you can look it up, that have what's called a heartbeat bill, okay? Meaning from the time that a heartbeat is detected, you cannot abort the child. Mm-hmm. This is the closest thing that's ever going to come right now since Roe v. Wade to being challenged in courts. So you got New York going the opposite direction, all right, from beginning to end, all right? So you have the conflicts. I'm telling you right now, Amy Coney Barrett, which I hope, which is too Catholic. Remember, she's too Catholic, so don't get caught off guard. The kid was Catholic. Pro-life march. Now, how many years has the pro-life march been going on that the media never finds or doesn't look into?
And
But
ignores.
this one, they're dead all over it. Okay.
Yeah, because it was so much bigger than the women's march the day before.
Right. So
Yeah,
the bottom
true.
line is I think Ginsburg's out. I think Amy Coney Barrett will be in soon, jokingly, and I think when that happens, they will be it'll go nuts because she's too Catholic according to them. Dianne Feinstein, right? Too Catholic. And watch it coming. Abortion will come to the courts, and we're going to see what happens here soon.
And there's a big movie, Roe v. Wade, that's coming out that's going to be anti-abortion.
Well, it's coming to the court soon. It's coming to the court soon. And by the way, let me go, but you know, all of these new committees, the Democrats, if you're paying attention, they're already sending off the letters and shooting off the letters. This morning, all over the news, there's controversy over Jared Kushner's clearance because the House Democrat House Oversight Committee is starting to look into that. There's letters already written that they have to look into the Deutsche Bank accounts of Donald Trump. How about taking a minute out there and looking at how rich Senator Dianne Feinstein is and where her and her husband got their money, and how rich Nancy Pelosi is, $400 and some million or something like that, and where her and her husband got money, and then come back and tell me about Donald Trump. I'm your host, BKP, North Georgia Senior Living, right after this. Sorry about the abbreviated version of the political panel, but we got to see the soapbox derby, and I'll have Jesse Barton on the other side of this break, and then we close out with our pet of the week from the Humane Society. Take us a break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hey folks, we're back and we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. And beautiful, a little cold, but beautiful morning. And it's time for North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse. We have two. Let's
You're
not get
so
confused.
lucky.
Yeah, I was lucky. We have Jesse Barton, North Georgia Senior Living, the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. Joining us today is Jesse Moore. Jesse's the UGA Extension Agent in Gilmer County. Tell us what we're talking about, Jesse. What is our segment about today?
So we are coming to the end of our shows in January, and we wanted to cap it off with probably the most made resolution is I need to eat better and I need to lose weight. So in just kind of doing some research to see what the community offers, I ran across Jesse's information, and I've seen her article in the weekly paper, and talks about there was an information on nutrition classes. So I thought, what a better great way than to bring her in and let her talk to us and maybe ask a few questions. I have a couple of questions for her on a personal note, kind of. Sorta.
Nutrition. So, what are some of the things? That Jesse, that you have been writing about where nutrition is concerned?
Well, there's a wide variety of nutrition knowledge. When we think about nutrition, a lot of times we think about eating fruits and vegetables, staying healthy, getting in whole grains. Some of the things that I've recently written about are diabetes management. I did a diabetes class last night at the Gilmer County Public Library. And then cancer prevention. And those are all things that can be tied to eating better and eating healthier.
I would think seniors, now not just not having the statistics in front of me, so I want to make sure that I'm, don't have it wrong, but I would think seniors are really concerned with diabetes and at that point in life, and that part of nutrition is probably very important.
I would think so. Just from a standpoint of senior living, what's happened is we do see adults getting that type 2. And so then what happens is if you've got a loved one or if you're a senior living by yourself, cooking for one is tough. So it's easy to just go grab maybe a frozen meal or let me have some cheese and crackers. So I see their nutrition changing when they actually move into a community setting where they're getting those 3 balanced meals a day.
What are some of the questions you said you have for Jesse? What would you like to ask Jesse?
Jesse. That's a great name. I'm just saying.
Just
it's
saying.
A great name. I have to admit, Brian's a great name too. I mean, I've got a Brian, so.
I figured that would come in.
Yeah. So, being in the senior living industry and hearing about food and nutrition and then being kind of dabbling in it on the side and myself, what about if people are hearing about all these new catch term diets? I don't want to throw a particular one out there, but we see a lot of these fad things happening that says, oh, cut this food group out. What do you say about those?
Right. And it seems like there's a new one every day, or there's a new food product that comes out that is not good for us anymore. One day coffee is good for us and the next day it's not, right?
Right.
One of the things that we recommend is that, take those all with a grain of salt. Losing weight, eating better is not going to happen overnight.
Sure.
So some of these claims that tell us, you're going to lose 10 pounds in a week, or you're going to magically change your diet, there's no magic pill. It takes small steps, can equal big results. So we really kind of encourage you to stay away from some of those fly-by-night diets or plans and really stick to the dietary guidelines.
Well, and what seems dangerous to me about them is that we just jump on Pinterest or we jump on social media and see that so-and-so's tried this diet and they lost all this weight. But people are jumping on it and not really going to their doctor, not really going through what it's truly meant to be. They're just kind of saying, oh, I think this is what it means.
Well, I think what happens now is we're dealing with so many situations with so much information out there of trying to figure out what is accurate. And, on one day, having a bowl of cereal in the morning is good. The next day, having a bowl of cereal in the morning is bad. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you can get up on a daily basis and what was good yesterday is bad, and this research says this. And what happens a lot of times is they do what I call research headlines. And a lot of people don't dig into the research. What was the sample? How many people were involved? How long did the research? And what are the little notes that you should be aware of about the research? But they grab research headlines.
Right. They highlight that, and so people jump on that, and they don't see there's one particular diet that people are jumping on left and right that I see, and you probably get questions about it. It was originally meant by the Mayo Clinic as a way to treat seizures, and people are jumping on this as a way to lose weight. Mm-hmm. They're not looking at the long-term research associated with it. They're just looking at the short-term. So about the classes that you've got coming up, it looked really interesting. Will those kind of topics be addressed, or kind of how will those classes be?
Yes, I do have a basic nutrition class coming up at the Gilmer County Library in February, and we talk just about basic nutrition, basic needs, talk about the dietary guidelines, the food groups, portion control. That's probably one of the biggest things that we deal with, of eating too much of the foods that we're not supposed to eat and eating too little of the foods that we would like to get more in. We also talk about the benefits of physical physical activity, because not only do we want to eat healthfully, but physical activity is important even as we age. It's important to stay physically active and make sure our bones and muscles and things are working properly and moving properly. So those are all important. I also have a cancer prevention class, like I said, coming up Saturday, February the 16th, also at the Gilmer County Library, where we talk about some of the same things, but just related more to cancer prevention.
When you say cancer prevention, highlight just a couple things that we would learn in that class or would be discussed in something like that.
Okay, one of the big things we talk about are the three major cancers that affect folks. Colorectal, cervical, and breast cancer. Those affect women primarily at higher rates. So we talk about the importance of getting screened as a way to maybe not prevent, but to catch things early. And then also eating a balanced diet, getting physical activity as well in those things.
Jesse, down over at Cameron Hall, do you have a nutritionist, or you have somebody that goes through the menus and for each individual person, or the people that have different dietary needs? How you handle that down there at Cameron Hall?
So kind of yes to both those questions, so I'll break it down. We do have a dietitian that oversees our menus that are sent down to us, making sure that the folks they really look for that balanced meal. So the dietitian kind of makes sure that our menus don't have too much sodium. They make sure that we're following recipe guidelines and making things from scratch, because some of that pre-prepared stuff can have way too much sodium for folks. It can have way too many calories if we're not careful and fixing all pre-prepared stuff. Then it's not going to be as helpful and healthy for the person. So if you have somebody, say we've got somebody that comes in with the diabetes, type 2 diabetes, then we're going to be able to, if the doctor says I need you to follow a controlled carbohydrate diet, we have a board that our chef looks at. She's seeing who can get what. Okay, Mrs. Jane Doe needs to follow the controlled carbohydrates, so we need to limit how many carbohydrates we're giving her and watching what she's picking, because the residents still have the right to choose. They've got a menu that they choose from. So if we're seeing that somebody's picking all the carbohydrates but they're on a controlled carbohydrate diet, we're either going to talk to them about making some different choices, or saying, it is your right to not follow the diet. So we can't make them follow a certain dietary guideline, but we encourage them to follow it.
Well, we do reach stages, I know all too well, to where you just can't go get anything you want. You got to start paying attention to the packaging, where that's sodium and sugar and things like that.
Yes.
Jesse, on some of the things you have going on at the UGA Extension Office, how can people get more information about nutrition and the cancer prevention classes and things like that? How can people get more information from you on that?
Yes, they can just simply call our office. Our phone number is 706-635-4426 and sign up, register for the class. For the cancer prevention, we are providing a lunch with that class. So we do encourage folks to call and give us a heads up. The class is free, but we do want to get a head count so that we have enough lunch for everybody.
So on the classes that you offer, when you do classes at the Gilmer Library, are those things on a calendar somewhere, like the Gilmer Library calendar, or a calendar that you have on a website or something?
Yes, they are we do send them to the library, and they are on the library calendar. You can also check us out at UGA Extension Gilmer County on our website.
I want to thank you very much for joining us today. Jesse, how do we find you? We know where to find you. How do we find you, though? Tell them anyhow.
I am off Penland Street at Cameron Hall. We're just off Chatsworth Highway, kind of a little hidden gem there. But you can call me at 706-515-4100.
We want to thank Jesse Moore with us from the UGA Extension Office. Again, you have the information. We've been happy to be able to bring you and talk to you this morning about nutrition and cancer prevention, which you hear about the classes here and some of the things that are going on at the UGA Extension Office. Also, please don't hesitate. Cameron Hall, Jesse Barton, Cameron Hall, Community Relations Director. If you have any questions whatsoever where assisted living is concerned, whether that's something you're thinking about or you just have some questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with Jesse Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. Ladies, thank you very much for being here this morning. Don't forget, you can always go get these segments at FYNTV Fetch Your News YouTube channel on the playlist North Georgia Senior Living. Right after this, we're going to close out the show, but we've got a big pooch over here in the floor. It looks like a big baby. Our pet of the week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Right after this.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey folks, we're back and we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Turning out to be a beautiful day, a little cold, and this is our beautiful baby here, Bella. Bella is 2 years old. She's shy. She's a little shy.
Yeah, she's a little nervous.
Tell us a little bit about Bella, Rena. This is Blue Ridge Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Rena, tell us a little bit about Bella.
Bella is a sweetheart. She's, as he said, she's about 2. She was found on the road, and some neighbors had picked her up, and they tried to add her to their family. And Bella will get very close to the owner, but then if you have another dog, she's fine for a little while. But then when the other dog, after a while, she wants the owner, so then her and the other dogs didn't get along. So she would probably be a great one dog in the family dog, and she would probably be
all
very.
The attention.
I would see her being a very emotional, helping dog with someone, because she loves being with the person. She loves sitting on the couch or sitting on the bed or just being with the person. But she probably does need to be the only dog in the home. After a while, right away she might be fine with the dogs, but after a while she's going to be possessive of the owner. but
Bella
not
se-
in a mean way. I
Bella
don't-
seems very calm. Looks
She
like
is.
would be a great companion
Yes,
dog.
yeah, and I think she'd be fine with
One
kids.
owner. Well, I think
It's
fine
the dogs,
with kids.
yeah.
Yes.
It's the jealousy with the dogs that she doesn't like. So
You stretch it out there. Are you stretched? Are you
Yeah.
happy?
But Bella, this is her. I mean, she's really laid back. She's not real hyper. She would be a great companion for someone who's looking for.
Bella, tell them the only thing I'm missing is a front porch. Look at me right here. Look at me laying on your front porch today. Okay, so Bella is very calm. Would we think? Now, the last 2 weeks in a row, you brought. They were not calm pooches.
Oh, I brought puppies, I think. Then I have Ziva, and then the
Yes.
other two last week. Yeah.
So, are you telling us that the other two?
May.
May?
Now, someone came in
Okay.
yesterday and they said that they would like to get both of them. So we, of course, people say things and they never fill out the adoption. So I'll find out today if they filled that out.
So about 2 years old.
2 years old. We can never say house trained, but she doesn't go in her kennel. So
Right.
that says a lot right there. She loves to ride. She rides very well in the car. She walks well. She just gets nervous in new places. So, I mean, but this kind of nervous anybody can handle. Instead
All
of
she's
like,
looking for is a front porch.
yeah,
Bella,
Yep. Or a couch.
right here. Don't go anywhere.
She's going to inch her way out. Come here.
Don't
Honey, come here.
go anywhere.
Come here.
Yeah, I think she would like a couch.
Yes, she would love a couch. Yeah. We wouldn't let her on these, so she's,
She's pouting.
yeah, she's pouting.
Where are you going? Where do you think you're going? Humane Society of Blue Ridge, folks. If you go to the Humane Society of
Come
Blue
eat
Ridge.org. There you are. Get
There you
your
go.
baby.
There you
your
go.
baby. Get.
There you go. Look. You want a sandwich?
Humane Society of Blue Ridge. .com, right? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I just went blank.
Yeah. Humane Society of Blue Ridge.com. You go there. And
.org. Yeah, humanesocietyofblueridge.org.
Wow, after all these years, I got my comms and orgs off.
Yeah, go on our website. You'll see all of our dogs. You'll see Bella, pictures we have of the dogs and the cats, and all the information. And come on out and visit us. We're at 171 Mineral Springs Road. Call us at 706-632-4357. We are open Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturdays we are open 10 to 2. We're always looking for volunteers, so if you can't have a dog at home but you want to interact with one, go on our website there, the Humane Society of BlueRidge.org, and fill out volunteer papers, and come on out and play with the dogs or the cats. And follow us on Facebook if you're lost a dog, if you're looking for a dog, if you know someone who's missing a dog, if you find a dog. It's all on Facebook. Follow us on our Facebook page, and all of our animals are on there too.
Look at this beautiful companion dog today. One owner. Looks like I feel like I'm selling a car. Only one owner. No. So what you need to do is you got to make an appointment for a meet and greet. Bring the family up to meet this beautiful dog today. Humane Society of BlueRidge.org, and you'll be able to see all the dogs and cats are available and all their information there. And Humane Society of BlueRidge.org guarantees that you will have a disease-free pet when you leave. Microchipped, spayed, neutered, and hey, come and pick up this beautiful, beautiful 2-year-old Bella today. I think that you're just overexcited today. Nervous? Are you nervous, sweetheart? Are you? Folks, we'll be back Monday morning in the office at 8 a.m. Don't forget, fyntv.com, Monday morning in the office. Go and visit Humane Society of BlueRidge.org. We are at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. That is our show for this beautiful Friday morning. We'll see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. Look at these. Look.